Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the 11 Toastmasters. We are part of District 41, Division E, Area E2. And if these are the numbers which are just taken in your back, then let me explain it to you. Every club is part of an area, and every area is part of a division. So our division forms that of Delhi geography. And our Delhi geography is again part of district, which comprises of the whole of Northeast India, uh, as well as Nepal, Bangladesh, and Bhutan. And again, that all the districts combined together forms the world headquarters. And just like any other club, we are here on a club mission and like to iterate the same. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Please also make sure that this meeting is going to be recorded. So by actually attending this meeting hereafter, in next few moments, you are agreeing to the privacy policy of Toastmasters International, as well as the unassociated remote hosting service. The YouTube video will also be available for this meeting, or just in case you had to drop off towards the end. Please always be on mute until unless you are required to speak. Use the raise hand option if you want to make or raise any point. As the trick master asks me if you're audible or not and if you're visible or not. And you might not be seeing my face right now because I have got a problem of electricity in my area. But if you don't have the same, please feel free to switch on your videos because we would love to see your lovely faces and interact with you in the due course of time. At the same time, please avoid messaging in between publicly to avoid distractions for the speakers. And at the same time, do not share the timer or any other card or the timer screen or the screen at any point of time. Zoom control options are here. In case you're visiting us for using the Zoom for the first time, you can get accustomed to the same. And here is the last option, which I iterated just a while ago, the raise hand option. So if you want to raise a point, you can use this very feature of Zoom, and the person concerned on the stage will give you the appropriate attention. I will leave this very slide open for next few seconds, and I would not like to invite onto the stage the current club secretary, the former vice president public relations of the club, and the current associate vice president education. It's my pleasure to invite onto the stage Toastmaster Santosh Devi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand. Am I audible?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all in 304th meeting of Delhi One Toastmaster. So, someone said that the true friends or good friends are like stars. You don't see them always, but you know they are always with you. These are very true lines, but in today's time and in today's modern world, it's very difficult to find these true stars. And today's meeting theme is very interesting. That is all about the friends are forever. I'm sure the Toastmaster of the day have lot of information for us, and that will really help us to find the true stars or true friend. Before calling her on the stage, I can see the few new faces in our Toastmaster meeting. So, the guest, please introduce yourself by telling what's your name, what do you do, and how you came to know about Delhi One Toastmasters, and what are your expectations from this club. So, may I start from guest Shubham Rastogi? Shubham Rastogi.
Hi Santosh, thank you for such an invitation. So, hi guys, I'm CA Shubham Rastogi. I reside in Meerut. I'm working in New Delhi. So, as a chartered accountant, I am working as a finance controller in one of the leading edtech organization, namely Schoolnet India Limited. I hope I was audible.
Yes, you are audible.
I'm looking for improving my leadership and communication skills by being a part of Toastmaster. And it's been a few years that I've already attended few of the meetings, but I couldn't continue for long the Toastmasters. But yes, during this COVID times, I would like to continue through this e-meetings.
Thank you, Shubham. And you are at right place. I'm sure you will learn a lot from this meeting.
Thank you so much.
Next, may I request to Komal Preet?
Hello, everyone. My name is
Can you
Komal
please
Preet
switch
Kaur.
on your video?
Oh yes, just a minute.
Yeah, thank you.
But I hope I am audible to you. Am I?
Yes, yes, you are.
Okay, now can I start?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so my name is Komal Preet Kaur. I'm 21 years old and I'm currently living in Romania. I moved here 2 years ago with my parents, and I'm really fond of learning foreign languages. I can speak in 6 languages and I'm learning the 7th one. Apart from that, I'm also pursuing management. I'm in the first year of management, and I'm here because Jatin Verma has suggested me to be here. And I have no expectation from this course because it's just like a one-time thing for me.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Sorry. Thank you, guest Komal Preet, and glad to see you here. I hope you like our meeting. So next, I think Shalu Singh. May I request to Shalu Singh?
Yes, hi. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
I am Shalu Singh and I am 22 years old and I am from Pashim Bihar and I am a fresher, so I am looking job in IT sectors and I want to improve my communication skills. And I think the Toastmaster Club is the best platform to improve myself and remove fears and develop confidence. So
Yes. Yeah.
I thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. That's from my side.
Thank you, Shalu. And you have rightly said this is best platform, I can say confidently. And I hope today you like our meeting. So next, I think Sumna Rakshit. Are you there? Yeah, please introduce. You are on mute. Please unmute, ma'am.
Hello,
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm Sumana Rakshit. I'm a retired teacher. I have been teaching for 37 years. And after my retirement, I had worked with an NGO for some time. But after that, due to this COVID, I am at home. And I have been invited by Jaya Ganguly. So I was very keen to know about Toastmaster, what it is. I've been hearing from her about it. She has joined this for quite some time. And so that's why she has given me the opportunity to come here, and I wanted to see what it is. Let me see and how it goes.
Glad to see you here. Thank you so much to joining us. So next, Mannat, Gavalian Mannat, would you like please introduce yourself? Mannat, are you there? So I think she is not there.
Yes,
So,
I am. Am I
okay.
audible?
Yes, you are. Please introduce.
Good evening, everyone. I am Mannat, and I'm 13 years old right now. I study in Delhi Public School, RK Puram, and I have a 1-year-old experience with Gables Club, I'd say, because that's basically for young Gavilians and Gaviliers. I'm joining this program just to get the experience as to how adult Toastmaster programs run, and I've been attending these meetings quite often and have had a great experience there. Looking forward to another great meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Gavalian Mannat. Again, I welcome you all in DOTM. And now the time to invite someone.
Hello, Toastmaster Santosh. I think we have another guest that is Shweta Singh.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see. Shweta, ma'am, please introduce.
Yes, yeah. Hi, I'm Dr. Shweta Singh, and I am Jaya Ganguly's colleague and her friend. So I heard a lot from her, and I knew about this Toastmasters like long 6 years back. But as I discussed that in the beginning only, that a hitch, like, being at this age, like, where and in the profession, like, in teaching profession where we are teaching the students, so that hitch was there, that will that this be a right platform for me to join along with the students. But then, as we teach our students that learning it is everyday learning, so I thought, why not to give a try? And seeing Jaya's progress, I wanted to, like, I thought I want to come here and join and see that what happens here. So that's how I am here.
Thank you, Shweta ma'am, and glad to see you here. So now the time finally to invite someone on stage who is very dedicating, hardworking, and as a profession, she is a chemistry teacher, and I know she is working very hard with for this role. So with that, I would like to invite Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Jaya Ganguly, with the theme "Friends are forever, friends are forever." Toastmaster Jaya Ganguly.
Thank you, Toastmaster Santosh. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. It is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you all to the Delhi One Toastmasters. Friends make us happier. We can say friends is equal to happiness. There is hardly anyone who doesn't have any friend. We all love to be around like-minded people, those who make us feel good, happy. Friendship is a relation that we choose willingly. If you ask me, friends make our life a little crazy, little funny, and happier. I will take an instance from my life. I passed out my graduation way out in 1989. I was in Miranda House. Around 2014, it was our Silver Jubilee reunion. And in those 25 years, we had lost connection with all our friends. Thanks to the social media, Facebook, WhatsApp, we again reconnected. And let me tell you, that day when we went to our college for the reunion, it was just we were reliving those 3 years, 1986 to 1989. We went to the college canteen, we went to the college corridors. It was such a memorable time. It is beyond explanation. So what I want to say is that never leave your close ones. Even if you find few faults in them, just close your eyes and remember the best time you spent together. Affection is more important than perfection. This is by Abdul Kalam. Only once in your lifetime you find a true best friend who can stand rock solid, who can be trusted, and who is always there what may come. Sometimes the connection is so strong that it empowers us together, and that bond rules the world. Good evening, everyone. Today, I, Jaya Ganguly, the Toastmaster of the day, first I would like to explain the structure of the meeting. The meeting is divided into 3 segments. The first is the prepared speech, where members will be delivering speech based on the projects and paths that they have chosen. The second part of the session is the table topic segment, where members can practice thinking and speaking skills. This segment is also known as impromptu speech section. Guests are welcome to participate in this segment as well. Third and the final part is the evaluation segment, in which all the prepared speeches as well as other aspects of the session will be evaluated by the general evaluator. Now it's the time to introduce. In Toastmasters, we have auxiliary role players. They ensure that we are moving on the right track. First auxiliary role player, to keep track of the time spent by each speaker, I would like to welcome the timer for today's meeting, Toastmaster Alok. Toastmaster Alok, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaya. They say good times and crazy friends make the best memories. And every week we make good memories with our friends here at Toastmasters. But time is the limiting factor in everyone's life. So let's just try to make the most of it and make our meetings even more memorable by sticking to the time prescribed in the agenda of our meeting. So our today's meeting is divided into 4 segments mainly. The first segment is the prepared speech segment. Here the speaker will speak for 5 to 7 minutes. Next is the table topic section. The table topic section is for 25 to 30 minutes. Here every table topic speaker will speak for 1 to 2 minutes, 1 being the lower time limit and 2 is the upper time limit. Third segment is a special segment called the evaluation module segment. The duration of this segment is 17 to 20 minutes. And finally, the last segment, that is the general evaluation segment. Here, our auxiliary role players will give their expected reports in 2 to 3 minutes, and our general evaluator will give a report in 4 to 6 minutes. Please note that I am using a second device named timer_Alok to show the time. So have an eye on that device and not this one. Also, I'll be changing the background every time a speaker reaches the lower time limit. I'll be changing the background to green color. When the speaker reaches the mid portion of the time, I'll be changing it to yellow color. And when the speaker reaches the maximum time limit, I'll be changing the background to red color. Also, every speaker will be given a grace period of 30 seconds to wrap up his or her speech to avoid disqualification. So all the best to every speaker. Thank you. Back to Toastmaster.
Second auxiliary role player, to keep track of the us and ums. You know, I. During the meeting, we have the counter of the day. Over to Toastmaster Avishi Rathur.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaya. Good evening, everyone. Would you like to talk to a friend who keeps saying, you know? No, you will get bored for sure. So we really need to cut down the use of these redundant words in our spoken English. I will help you all by playing the role of our counters for today's meeting. I will keep track of majorly 3 things. First is use of redundant words such as and, but, so. Second is sounds such as and long pauses. And thirdly, repetitive phrases such as you know, I mean. So I will present my report towards the end of the meeting. Thank you all. Back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Avishi. Third auxiliary role player keeps the track of good and not so good usage of grammar. We have the language evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Jatin Verma. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Jatin Verma, and today I'm the language evaluator. So, friendship is always a sweet responsibility, not an opportunity. So, it is my responsibility that you have a stupendous verbiage, at least for this evening. So, for the benefit of the guest, I'll explain my role. So, I will be looking into three things. Firstly, the right usage of the grammar and the language. Secondly, the misuse and the awkward usage of the grammar and language. And thirdly, I will be looking into the frequency of the word of the day, which is which is reverence. That's screen. I think it's coming the opposite way. So which means deep respect for someone or something. For instance, in India, people have a reverence towards holy temples and deities. I urge everyone to use the word of the day as much as possible, and I will be back with my report at the end. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jatin. Now coming to our first segment of our Toastmasters meeting, which is the prepared speech segment. In today's meeting, we are having evaluation module. So for this segment, our speaker of the meeting is Toastmaster Anand. I asked Anand, what's his idea about friends are forever? He said he believes that friends are forever. The human feeling and value we learn by being in their company remains with us. It reflects in our values, our thinking, or our approach. They, on a subtle level, become a part of us, or maybe we become like them. Now, I would like to welcome Toastmaster Anand to present his speech, Level 1, Project 3, Researching and Presenting of Strategic Relations. And the title of the speech is Disaster Unfold. The speech objective. The purpose of this is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. Toastmaster Anand, Disaster Unfold. Disaster Unfold, Toastmaster Anand.
First came the news of a virus. Then came the news of the healthcare system collapsing. And now came the news of bodies flowing in the water. From migration to Diwali to Thali, we were set for a disaster. Yes, you heard that right. Cremation grounds have already run short. So does the oxygen. People are gasping for that last breath. Humans are turned into pyres and doctors into scarecrows. And government, they are squeezing that very last drop of vaccine from that vial which they got in batches. Hello and good evening, everyone. My name is Anand Kumar, and I hope that you are taking very good care of yourself. Have you been in that very same moment in the past few weeks where you have been one of those very recipients who received the SOS messages from your friends and families who were in dire need of oxygen, ventilators, and maybe that potential life-saving drug whose name starts with the alphabet R? Well, sometimes it's important for us to go back in history. And this reminds me of a story, or rather a horrific incident, which took place a century back. One of the Hindi poets, Surikant Tripathi Nirala, was at that time 22 years of age. After the First World War, when the Indian soldiers came back from abroad, they came with thing, the Spanish flu. And this time, it was going to take India back at hold. In the province of Bengal, the disaster started as soon as you can think, just like the blink of an eye. First, his wife, then his helpers, then his close family friends. Everybody died in a series. But then one thing happened. A small boy of his neighbor, an infant, died in his lap. And this incident just shook him. Isn't it the story of ours today? These are not mere numbers or toll of deaths. These are the stories of ours, yours. India is calling to drag past the bare minimum requirement as every time oxygen cylinders runs out in a hospital and it's now time to refill. Over the past few weeks, India has registered more than 400,000 cases across the nation, just before a time before dipping to a point just below the level, which in the words of the Prime Minister is like being hit by a storm. In a tragic incident a few weeks back in Nasik, there were 24 people who actually lost their lives due to shortage of oxygen supply in the hospital after oxygen leaked from the tankers and pressure duct. The crisis doesn't end here. The second wave of this pandemic is coming with a double mutant, which is believed to be more concerning. But more than that, what is concerning is that there is a triple mutant virus, which is highly contagious and can prove to be deadly. But that's not what I am here for. I'm here to dig and answer the questions how we can take those steps beforehand so we can evade the third wave. My question to you is, why India? And my answer to you will be, it's data. Well, I am not talking in the same terms like that of what you are hearing in media houses, but I really do want to state something that, you know what, data drives, and data drives whether it's a pandemic or the economy, it is going to drive that. And this time it is driving us crazy. As Prime Minister announced the lockdown on the 25th of March 2020, people were anxious, but not impatient. But the problem started when the exodus of the migrants started, which was as a result of the lower investor confidence and businesses shutting down in the city centers. The stage was set for the situation to worsen. Because you know what? Those migrants found their shelter emotionally and financially in their own villages, the place where their heart lies, but it's not exactly the place where the medical facility in India lies. In an unsteered question asked by the Member of Parliament on 14/9/20, which you can see on your screens just towards the right-hand side, concerning, and like to quote, data of migrant workers who returned to their own states from various states during the national lockdown period, the Minister of State of Labor came up with these numbers. If you look at this very data, what you will find is that the major part of the people where people went back to their homes, it was Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Bengal, and Rajasthan. But more shockingly, what came in is this very fact, that the minister had no answer, or rather I should say he came up with an answer which said there is no such data maintained when confronted with the question that how many number of migrants lost lives during their return to hometown. Now, why this is important for us? It's because we as a policymaker depend on data. Without data, it is just like you sitting in an examination and you don't know what exam you are going to take next. Okay, so what's important for us as an economist or for any other person or as a public policy maker, that you need to frame policies based on the data. For example, I would just like you to know that in the state of Bihar on 17th of March, as you can see on your screens, these news from the Hindustan Times states that the state of Bihar was actually preparing for 70,000 tests per day on 17th of March, just before the second peak of the COVID pandemic. States specifically in the Hindi belt region lack proper healthcare infrastructure compared to the southern states. And just look at these numbers. If you look at these very numbers, what you will find is that the very figure, this figure gives you the amount in the terms of numbers, thousands of people who went back to their home states. So if you look at this very data, look at this very map, you will come to know that it's basically the states of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, West Bengal, and the state of Jharkhand that most people went back to. But look at this very another set of data. The state like that of Maharashtra and that of southern states were actually the ones who were doing the tests, and they were coming out on the top in the number of COVID positive cases. And here's the third one. If you just compare that very data where the Hindi belt region, where the migrants were coming, and this is the most populous region of the country, this is not exactly where the number of tests in how per million can be seen as high compared to that of the southern and that of Ladakh and the northeast region. Meaning that if you are trying to frame a policy, you actually do not know how many number of beds you will need. You actually do not know that how many are the doctors who have already died and we need to replace them, how many number of tankers of oxygen you will need, how many number of other transportation and locomotive facilities you are gonna make sure to meet that very demand. And that's when the things fail. You fail on testing, you fail on curbing the virus in the visit restricted zone, and that's when the things start going astray. My second point to you is that we need investment. Investment in research yields more benefit than stocks. And I'm saying this really very truly, true to my heart. There's a research just held a few weeks back where in Texas A&M University, there was a new strain of virus found which actually showed signs in the terms of the scientists, showed signs of antibody resistance. Of course, it is not going to fully evade the vaccine and it's not going to roll back, but to a large extent, it's going to do that. There are universities in Europe and in America which actually came up to help with the research. The University of Oxford came with the AstraZeneca vaccine. New York University and University of Maryland came with the Pfizer vaccine. But why it is important for us as public policy maker to evade the next pandemic using the research? It's because of the fact that ICMR says that we need to do genome sequencing. If you look at the very second strain of the virus, it was found after a really very long span of time. If you don't have the research, if you don't have the tech labs to do the research, you won't be able to get the new strain of virus, which might be potentially more harmful than the previous one. We are targeted to go at 5%, but we have not even achieved 1% of the same. And this will come in more effective when we are gonna go for the long term, when the vaccines will have to be made every other few months with new efficacies to make sure that from 6 months of efficacy, they can take that efficacy to a year and then to 2 years and then to 3 years and then so long and so forth. The third thing is that we need to have a national pandemic plan about vaccines and about the third wave. You must have heard about the shortage of vaccines of Covaxin and Covishield. But let's leave that thing aside and move to the next. I will just give you a few numbers. The first, last week, we have been on average vaccinating 7 lakhs people. Our country has got a population of 130 crore people. So if you divide it by 7 lakhs per day, it will take 1,857.15 days. And when you convert it into years, it will take 5.08 years. Now, you must understand that the vaccines are only efficient right now at this very present moment for 6 to 8 months. So at this very moment, what you need to do is that if you started the vaccine rollout from the month of March, you should have actually completed the vaccine of all the citizens by the end of October, but that's not which is seeing very feasible. So what India needs now is just not in the short span, but to go for the long run and just not order 2 billion doses, which you will get as a figure from the current data, but to go for 10 billion doses, and the same can also be reported at, can be seen at the reports at NDTV. The third wave is going to come with new virus. And people say that we are going to evade it. We have got immunity virus. We have got immunity towards the same, but guess not. This is a mere sham. And why I say that is because even though official figures might be low, we might not go beyond anything more than 25 crore people. And to start developing the community trace transmission so that we can build that community herd, we need at least 70% of the people to be affected by the COVID virus, which means that we need another 50 to 60 crore people to be affected by the virus. And it means that if the virus is going to come next, which is actually going to come in next 6 to 7 months as predicted by the virologists, we are going to be in deep, deep trouble, more than what we have seen just a few days back. We need to build on hospitals. We need to use the data. We need to come with research and bring those new vaccines. We need to fight the black fungus, which is again a pandemic which has been termed in several parts of the states of India just a few days back. We have got 3 T success. First, work on data, do the research, collaborate with the researchers, and third is to do vaccination in a quick span of time and go for the long term. And most important of all, value human life, because they are not just mere numbers, they are stories. And they might haunt you towards the end. It's your story, my story. And if we don't evade the third fact, we might be sitting at the edge of a pandemic, which humanity might feel hard to deal with ever again. Thank you so much.
That was great, Toastmaster Anand. Thank you, Toastmaster Anand. Now I request everyone to give feedback for the speaker, for which you have 45 seconds. I will request the tech master to launch the feedback.
Just give me a moment, Toastmaster. Okay. In the meantime, if anybody would want to give the feedback to me personally on personal window, they can even do that. But I am posting the Google form link here in the chat section also.
We have 45 seconds to get the feedback of the speaker.
45 seconds are over.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alok. Looking at today's scenario, life is challenging. Daily chit chats or occasional get togethers have literally stopped. There is monotony in life. Many of us are stuck in the four walls of our home. Friends make life happy with their sheer presence. As they have high influence in life, one has to be very careful in making the right choice. To, to provide us with challenge for the day, today's table topic segment, we have table topic master Debashish Pandey, who will be conducting the session today. Debashish Pandey, Toastmaster Debashish Pandey is an enthusiastic corporate guy with a passion of traveling and networking. When I asked Debashish about his idea on Friends Are Forever, he said, friends are an integral part of our lives where family upbrings us, friends keep us a check on our attitude and expose us to the world. What we later recall as memory. I welcome Toastmaster for the day, Toastmaster Devashish.
Toastmaster Jaya. If I'm not
Toastmaster,
wrong, we have.
No, I welcome Toastmaster.
We have first the evaluation module before table topic.
No, we don't have that in the agenda. If you check the agenda, it is after the Toastmaster. Sorry,
According
the
to
table
the
topic
agenda,
section.
table topic section.
Okay, we can continue.
I think I am on the right track.
Okay.
So over to you, Toastmaster Devashish.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Jaya. Firstly, I would like to confirm that am I completely audible?
Yes.
Yes.
And is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for such a lovely theme that you have given to us. Friends are indeed forever. What friendship is to me is just like family. Family upbrings us, they are the God to us. But friends are the devils who introduce us to the devilish and the real life, real world problems, the real world solutions that we get. Family save us, but friends expose us to all the difficulties that have been there. Before starting with the table topic segment, I would like to introduce you to several rules and ethics of the table topic segment by Toastmasters International. The first one is that you have to keep your videos on while speaking. You have to speak for at least 1 minute to qualify for the certification, and you can speak up to 2 minutes 30 seconds at max. You have to use the word of the day, reverence, as much as possible, which means giving deep respect to someone. Apart from that, there's one thing that I would like to tell you all, that fear is like a negative friend of ours to whom, unless we don't let go of, we never see the positive side of our lives, the courage, the success. So please let that fear go off, shed it off your shoulder, and participate as much as you can. Moving to the topics that I have chosen for today, just like everyone else, the friendship of my life has been very much influenced by Bollywood and the TV dramas, the advertisements. just like every other 90s kid. So here the topics that I have chosen are some of the most seen, some of the favorite scenes of the movies, of the advertisements, and of the web series. I would love to see the participation from all of you guys, because it will be really, it will be a real honor if you all participate. So I would like to see the first participation. Who would like to speak at first?
I would like to volunteer, Devashish.
Kudos, Jatin. You have already won the first step of the impromptu speech. The childhood first. So firstly, we will start with the childhood friendship. And I don't think that any other movie has best displayed this childhood friendship like Tare Zameen Par. Tare Zameen Par had a very innocent childhood friendship, had shown a very innocent childhood friendship, which was overshadowed by the relation of a teacher and a student. So here presenting you the first table topic scene, first table topic, first table topic to you, Toastmaster Jatin, childhood friendship and epitome of innocence. Childhood friendship and epitome of innocence, Toastmaster Jatin, over to you.
Yes. So childhood friendship has been shown in many Bollywood movies. Rightly, for the example, that is the Meeper, which is overshadowed. And I can recall one movie also, the Bhag Milka Bhag, where the Milkha basically stole the coals and charcoal from this train. So I think it's a proper and interesting genre that Bollywood considers. Seeing this, like in another movie, I can't recall. So like we had that movie who had the Gana Jai Ho, like, so that also showed the friendship. So I do believe that the childhood friendship is quite unique because it's the first time experience. So the first time experience is quite a lot of good and new to a person. So childhood friendship is the only friend we make after going out of the family, and those relationships stays for a while. The crazy things we do, and the crazy things we do, the first experiences we get, like just from the child, is really mesmerizing and stupendous. That will be all from my side.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jatin, for such a lovely introduction to the childhood friendship. And of course, Bhag Milkha Bhag and Slumdog Billionaire. These are some of the best movies that best represents the childhood friendship that we go through. So the next, who would be the next volunteer?
I can go next.
Anshuman. Okay. So guest Anshuman. Moving forward to the teenage friendship. So teenage is that phase of our lives where we are most energetic and full of life, full of emotions. And that is best displayed in our friendship. We make a lot of friends. But at the same time, we have to let go of few attachments, because this is the same phase in which if we get to the correct path, we can have a jump start in our career and we can achieve much more. So here comes the next topic for you. Toastmaster guest Anshuman, sacrifices of friendship through the journey of life. Sacrifices of friendship through the journey of life. Guest Anshuman, over to you.
Friendship is kind of a bond, a relationship which we all treasure. And childhood friendships are a bit special. Childhood is part of life when we mostly talk through heart. We are not concerned about the mind games. We're not concerned about give and take. It's just the innocence of the heart through which we interact with each other. And the bonds we form during this duration, during school days, when we are playing cricket together, or we are going out for movies or going out for parties, that has that level of innocence which is not seen as we enter into adulthood. And over this period of friendship, especially childhood friendship, which goes into teenage phase and the adult phase, there are a lot of sacrifices involved. And that sacrifice comes from the value of humility, comes from the value of sharing, comes from the value of that bond we have to form with each other to make sure that we share, care, and love each other throughout the life. For example, my childhood friends who were formed primarily through playing cricket together in the park, I have sustained till date for around 15 to 20 years now. Till date, we have this WhatsApp cricket group in which we exchange the stories of like IPL, or just compete with each other in box cricket, or just share how our life journey is going as our life evolves from being married or entering into a new work sphere. So that innocence and still remains. And we have still been sacrificing. For example, one of my friends got hospitalized recently. So all of us just blindly ran to help that person out, all because of the strength of friendship formed till this day. So definitely childhood, teenage friendship leading to adulthood, and the sacrifices are essential part of life altogether. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, guest Anshuman. That was actually an intriguing speech, and I hope that you haven't made much of sacrifices in friendship, and your friendship with your teenage friend may go on for entire life. Moving forward to the third speaker, so the Toastmaster Bhavya, would you like to participate?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Okay, so moving to the third topic of the day. We move to the college and the fairy tale starts. We are settled with whatever we have got finally, and we want to enjoy our life for the next 3 to 4 years. And these are the days that are going to be remembered for the entire life. In this scene of Three Idiots, which I have not written I have not written the subtitle because due to some formal institution of Delhi One Toastmasters. So I have just changed the dialogue, and here you will be speaking on Toastmaster Bhavya. Friendship is the most precious treasure. Friendship is the most precious treasure. Toastmaster Bhavya, over to you.
It is a very beautiful line that friendship is the most beautiful treasure, because it's really true. The people we spend most of our time and are of our same age group and doing the same activities that we do, they become the greatest motivation ex- for me. Like if I be around the people who are very motivating, helpful, kind, I also become like that. So they are giving me their qualities. So it is like a treasure for me. But if I have friends who are not very supportive or kind, or they are not a very good human being, I will also possess the same qualities, which would be a bad treasure for me. So while choosing friends, I always make sure that they are the people who have be good qualities, and I would be happy being around them and would definitely learn something from them. So all the friends which I have had in the various phases of life, the friends which I made in my college life are the best, because I read somewhere the friends which we make during our 18 to 22 years of ages are the ones which stay till the end of our life. And I hope that is true, because we are from the same profession and we have all been adults. So our thinking has almost developed to some extent that would continue till the entire age. So the friends which I have in my college life, I think are the most precious treasure, with whom I can discuss anything. And especially during these COVID times, they have been a great support to me. When I was sick, they were very cheerful and very positive, and which made me recover very soon from COVID. So I'm very grateful to the friends which I have in my college life. So yeah, the friendship is the most precious treasure which one can get. So we should always choose them wisely. Over to you, to table topic master.
Thank you, Navya. We hope that you keep getting such friends in your life and you keep being such a positive and such a charming person to all of us in the Toastmasters. Next, I think guest Sumana, would you like to participate? Please unmute yourself.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mm.
So this scene is really a truth in disguise, I would say. This is a truth in disguise that if a friend fails, we feel we are hurt, but if he succeeds, we are more hurt. We are jeopardized. So actually, so what we get from this is that we have to choose our friends wisely. This scene is not in that context, but we can actually take in that context that we have to choose our friends very wisely. So Toastmasters, guest Sumana, choose your friends wisely. Choose your friends wisely. Guest Sumana, over to you.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, guest Sumana, you're
Yes.
completely audible.
Hello. Though the topic is choose your friends wisely, but I still believe that it is always easy to choose from lots of things in front of you. But I would prefer to develop the friendship more wisely than choosing a friend. You know, you choose something, you may lose. But if you develop something, if you develop your friendship, then it will stay longer, right? And though I'm moving little away from the topic, see, when this that you feel bad when you see your friend has a friend has not held past or anything, and you feel happy. Even worse, when you find that your friend has done better than you, this thing is depends on your ego, your self confidence and all. But I'll just move a little away from the topic and just talk about two things what earlier you had kept, that childhood friendship and friendship during the two speakers that have said during the college days or professional time. uh, both my sons, they are abroad because of the world becoming too small. The children now, the joint family system has moved and become a nuclear family. So one son is in US and one is in Hong Kong, and our worries now has become a relief to us just because of the friends who have become their family. And these friends, they really deserve our reverence. I think that's all I want to say.
Thank you, guest Sumana. And thank you and kudos to you for using the word of the day, reverence. I revere the way you presented the topic and also corrected the topic where you found it right. So moving next, I would, Gunjan, Toastmaster Gunjan, would you like to try?
Yes, Toastmaster Devashish.
Okay. So I feel that if you haven't traveled with your best friend, if you haven't hanged out with your best friend at some of the best places in the nation, or maybe in the even in the city, then that person is not your best friend. Because when you travel, you just don't explore the place, you also explore the person you are traveling with. And which movie could better explain this thing than Dil Chahta Hai? We all were intrigued by the way, by the Goa trip after this movie released. That silver pants and red shirts and those cringy fashion of 2003, we were all attached to, thanks to Dil Chahta Hai. So next topic for Toastmaster Gunjan, upcoming Toastmaster Gunjan, is friends that travel together, stay together. Friends that travel together, stay together. Toastmaster Gunjan Agarwal, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Devashish. The topic is indeed really beautiful. That it's true that friends that travel together, they indeed stay together. As for my case, I never really have traveled with friends like outside the city because I never really got permission from my parents. But yes, I've had the privilege of doing the night stay with my friends and then spending the entire next day with them. And one thing that I realized that entire day, that spending a lot of time with your friends, you get to open up with them. You know about, a lot about them. You tell them a lot about yourself, and that creates a beautiful bond. I remember I convinced my parents. It was a very tough decision to convince my parents for a night stay. And when they finally agreed, I went over to my friend's house. We spent the night together and we had so much fun. There was so much to share. And we never really knew that, okay, it's, a lot of things were still unshared, and that created a beautiful bond between us. And then the next day, though the night stay was over and we were planning to go back to our houses, but still we decided to spend the entire day together, and then going to various places, like we even went to Gurudwara, and then we went to a small stall. We had a lunch there. I mean, I can never forget that one simple day with a small, simple lunch, because it created a bond for life. So, yes, it's true that friends who travel together, they stay together. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gunjan, and hope Toastmaster Bela would allow you to travel after this. And also, if you are in Delhi, you don't need to travel across Delhi or move outside Delhi, because in Delhi already we have a lot of places to travel. So hope you also travel across the world and see several places with your friends, because there is nothing more beautiful than that. Moving to the next, our next table topic speaker, Vinayak, would you like to try?
Yes.
Okay. This iconic dialogue of Rang De Basanti actually changed me from within. I had watched this movie a lot after it was released. I don't know why this happened with me, because it was one of the legendary movies of Bollywood. कॉलेज दी गेट दे इस तरफ हम लाइफ को नचाते हैं, दे उस तरफ लाइफ हमें नचाती है. This shows the phase transition of friendship, how life changes when we get out of the bubble of college life, the student life. And this is the next topic of Toastmaster Vinayak Goyal. Fun is just a word without friends. Fun is just a word without friends. Toastmaster Vinayak, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmasters Devashish Pandey, for bringing this topic. Well, fun is just a word without friends. It's indeed true. And it's not just a word, it's a whole activity. Or not just an activity, it's a process. When you go out with your friends, you never know what's going to happen next. You never know what the ultimate fun you're going to do. The feeling of ecstasy which you will feel with your friends is unmatchable. And yes, that is where the friends will make sure that you will not feel the bad times. That is where the friends make sure that you will always feel good. And moving on to the main underlying statement, which is a friend in need is a friend indeed. I think it's a reality check. It's a reality check whether your friend is a true friend of yours or not. When I want you guys to imagine a situation. I want to imagine your vision, what you want to be. Now imagine you got it right here, right now. Now imagine the number of people around you. You don't even know how many people will be around you. Now imagine the situation when you were in your bad times. Now there were few people. Now imagine you can imagine now that everyone salutes to the rising sun. You know that. So what I'm simply saying, a friend who is there for you, who is by your side at your bad times, at your hardships, salute to that friend. And please don't ever think to lose that friend, because he is such a guy, he or she is such a guy or a girl, he or she will never lose you, she will never feel you or make you feel bad. And yeah, fun is just a word without friends. I totally think so, because whenever I go out with my friends, whenever I go out with my group of friends, we don't even know what we do, what we feel, and it's a total fun. And I have a great reverence to those who to those friends who take care of their friends, who take care, who trust each other, who respect each other. And yeah, with that note, I would like to say, I would like to simply end with this note and with this statement as well: fun is just a word without friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinayak Goyal. I really respect and revere your thought. Your thought is at par reverence that actually the ones who stay in our hard times are our real friends. So moving forward with the next speaker, to guest Shweta, I think you would like to participate, right?
Yes, I want.
Yeah, I am so sorry. I couldn't see the chat due to
No, no,
this
that's
screen
absolutely
sharing.
fine. That's okay. So,
Yeah, one.
yeah, so this is the topic where I can speak.
No, yeah.
This is okay.
So as we move forward in life, after our college life, our student life ends, we see certain monotony in our life. We see fake friends, corporate smiles, and sleepy weekends. We don't have much to do in our lives then. Then we realize the importance of friendship, how much important friendship is, and how we should have revered friendship more. This ad of Airtel, which was released way back 13 to 14 years back, says, "हर एक friend जरूरी होता है," and this indeed makes sense. So the next topic for guest Shweta is: a friend in need is a friend indeed. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Guest Shweta, over to you.
Yes, friendship is the most revered relationship in one's life. Some people arrive and make such a beautiful impact on your life, you can barely remember what life is like without them. So and the friends just keep on adding. It is not that you can make friends till certain age, as somebody had said earlier, that that the friends you make in the childhood, that remains with you forever. So at every stage of life, you keep on adding your friends. Whether once you have made the friend, they will remain friend forever, and they just keep on adding, whether it is at childhood or in your teenage or in your when you are in college, and so on at your workplace. And a friend in need is a friend indeed. This is what we what we want to talk about, is that I want to share one incident that happened during this pandemic. One my my friend, her parents, they were she was there in the some in the not able to reach to her parents, and then her parents were there in the hospital in IMN from Delhi, and her parents came here and were there in hospital. She could not think of anyone else, but she thought of me and reached at 12 o'clock in the night to me to help her. So I also tried to help her. So that is what happens when you have a bond with your someone. You can always go to that person for help, and that is what friends are for. Thank you.
Thank you, guest Shweta. May everyone get a friend like you who turns when the hard time comes. And really, it is it is an epitome of respect for you and reverence for you, the way you spoke about friendship and covered almost all the aspects of friendship in 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. Thank you for that. So we move forward with the next speaker. Toastmaster Karthik, would you like to participate? You are looking quite dashing today.
Thank you. Actually, I got eye infection. That's why I'm wearing this.
Okay, but you are looking dashing in that.
Thank you.
Okay, so would you
Yes,
like
I
to
would like to participate.
Okay, so moving forward with the next topic. This is one of my favorite movies and one of, I'm sorry. This is one of my favorite movies and one of my favorite scenes. Aditya Roy Kapoor acted so well in this scene when Bunny comes back after achieving all his success and dreams in Ye Jawani Hai Diwani. We can see the rage in Aditya Roy Kapoor's eyes when he says, हमारी शक्लों के अलावा सब कुछ बदल गया है. Apart from our faces, everything else has changed. This movie beautifully defines how friendship changes from college life travelers to achieving dreams to attending marriages of friends and further about love. To the dialogue of Aditya Roy Kapoor when he says that everything has changed, what Bunny replies is the next topic for you, Toastmaster Karthik. Nothing ever changes among friends. Nothing ever changes among friends. Toastmaster Karthik, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Sorry, Table Topping Master. First of all, we should see that why do we need the friend? Why do we need friendship? We human beings are social beings. Most of the time, whenever we are out of the shell of our siblings, parents, we look for social being. That's why we make friends and we get attached to it. Mostly occurs in schools, colleges, hostel life, and even office life, workplaces. We share uh, goods and bads to each other whenever we are conducive in the similar environment or maybe aspiring similar goals. But life is not a constant as like a pathway of our life is maybe a different to the other being. So changes will happen. Someone will get a job to another company. Someone will opt for a study in somewhere else, and someone will opt to be to to be able to prioritize themselves to their own interest. So the connection seems to become hazy, and most of us are not much multitasking enough. So we focus on the most important thing which needs to be done for our better well-being. So first thing I would like to say is never be too much attached and don't compromise your well-being and your. We should respect each other reverence and just be independent and open-minded. That's all I want to say.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik, and thank you for turning up after such a long time. Your suggestions duly noted. And we'll move forward with the next table topic speaker who would like to participate.
I would like Pastor to participate. Shubham Rastogi here.
Yeah. Okay. Guest Shubham. This movie, Dil Chahta Hai, has been one of the best, one of my favorite movies since a long time. Although this movie flopped in Bollywood, thanks to the Indian audience who like Dabang over good logical movies. This climax of the movie shows a person who is attached to the responsibilities, families, girlfriends now, and he recalls his friendship when he crosses his college to meet his friend. This is one of the most emotional scenes where the protagonist doesn't say anything. Amir Khan doesn't say anything and conveys a lot of things. Maybe that is why he is the perfectionist of Bollywood. So, guess Shubham, your next topic is to give a message to a long lost friend when you would be filled with responsibilities, your families, your certain priorities in life, your work. Maybe you like to make some empire of your own. What you would pick up your phone and you would write a message to your long lost friend. What would be that message? A message to a long lost friend. Guess Shubham, over to you.
Thank you, Devashish. I appreciate whatever table topics you have picked up. They really touch a nerve, and that's an emotional nerve I talk about. A message to a long lost friend. I truly understand over the course of life, everybody has their ups and downs, and everybody sees a huge turmoil in their life. And, it may or may not be a choice for somebody, but it definitely happens that over a period of time, you lose a friend either due to God's will or, due to the change in path of our life. Somebody moves abroad, somebody get married and moves to a new hometown or moves to a different city with their life. But the thing that attaches with everybody, that you need to connect with each other, you need to communicate with each other on a, it may not be something on a very regular basis, but at least you should stay in touch so that you understand and revere each of their feelings about their families, about their lives. Nobody can spare, you know 10 hours a day for a particular friend, but sparing at least, a short 10-second, 20-second video call is enough for somebody to reach out and see a smile on their face. Because in most of your difficult times, you will not appreciate or coordinate with your superior, with your junior in your office colleague, but it would be only a friend that you would connect. So a small message to anybody who has lost a long lost friend is to connect immediately, to connect with your own past and relive those moments. That's a simple message. Thank you. Thank you, Devashish.
Thank you, guest Shubham. Your first speech was really intriguing, and we hope to see you again delivering much more speeches here. And Alok, I think the time is up, right?
Yes, the time is already up.
Okay, okay. Thank you. And thank you, all of you. Firstly, I would like to applaud all of you for participating yourself. I didn't have to call anyone. So applauds for that, everyone. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
That was a really wonderful session conducted by Toastmaster Devashish. Next, we have evaluation module segment.
Hi Jaya, can we launch the poll for the table topic, best table topic speaker? Can I launch the poll?
Yeah, can you launch the poll for the best table topic speaker?
Please vote everyone. So now I'm ending the poll. So you can proceed.
Thank you, Toastmaster Santosh. Next, we have evaluation module segment, keeping the prepared speech as the reference point, how a speech is evaluated. For this, we have evaluator module master, Toastmaster Himanshu Avasthi to conduct this session. Toastmaster Himanshu is area director of H1 Home Club, Kanpur Toastmasters Club. When I asked Toastmaster Himanshu about his idea on friends are forever, he said, friends are forever definitely. In your darkest hour and deepest despair, they will always be there. Over to you, Toastmaster Himanshu Avasthi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaya, for this brilliant introduction. Am I audible?
Yes, you are Toastmaster Himanshu.
Thank you. On one end of the spectrum, you have heard speakers say, I wish I could get a great evaluation. Somebody who could tell me not only what are my strengths, but could also share with me what are my areas of improvement. Someone who could tell me what I could incorporate in my speech to make it more effective. On the other end, we have heard Toastmasters say, my God, tomorrow I have to do evaluation and I am feeling really nervous. What if I goof up big time? What will I do? He's such a good speaker. Or, oh no, he's such an ordinary speaker. What should I talk about him? Between these two spectrums, we have every shade of speakers feeling they're not getting great evaluation, of evaluators saying they are not able to do great evaluation. While this is true, does that mean that evaluation is too tough a trick to go on? Is it too high a mountain to climb on? Probably not. Tomorrow, you will be witnessing District 41's evaluation contest. Top 6 speakers from across the district will be fighting it out. And I request every one of you to watch it and learn a thing or two about evaluation. But let me first tell you what evaluation is all about. Evaluation is a process where you hear a speaker for good 5 to 7 minutes. You talk about him, you listen to his areas of improvement, you listen to his recommendations, you listen to his style of speaking, you listen to the way he speaks, he delivers, the way he makes a point, the way he shares his examples. You listen to every single aspect of it. You talk about every single area of
I think the speaker is dropped off due to technical issues. We should just wait for another few seconds. He should be back soon.
Toastmaster Anand,
Yes.
can we move on to the evaluation segment? And in the meantime, if Toastmaster Himanshu joins, we do that after that.
We can. We can just wait for another 30 seconds. If he joins, then we'll go and fine. If not, we can do it. Anyways, we can do it after that also. It's a module, so that won't be an issue.
After Toastmaster Himanshu joins, we will have the evaluation module segment after the evaluation segment. So our next segment is evaluation segment. The evaluation segment is an important segment of Toastmasters meeting. In this segment, a constructive feedback is given to each speaker as well as to the overall meeting conducted so that members can benefit from the experience of evaluators, and become better speakers. For this, we have the general evaluator, Toastmaster Bhavya, to conduct this session. Toastmaster Bhavya is an architecture student. She has interest in reading and art. When I asked her about her idea on friends are forever, her answer was she thinks friends are forever. Sometimes, due to our work, we are not in touch with our old friends, but the memories and the bond is forever. I would now like to hand over the session to our general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Bhavya. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Jaya. First of all, let's give a huge round of applause to our Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Jaya, who has been maintaining this meeting in such a good quality and we are all enjoying. So this goes for Toastmaster Jaya. So we have friends in life, and no matter whatever we do, our friends always tell us how we are, how we can improve. Similarly, we have this evaluation segment in Toastmasters, which is like a pillar on which the entire Toastmasters stand. It tells us how good we were in the particular meeting and how we can improve it even further for our future speeches or roles. So, this general evaluation segment is usually divided into three segments. The first segment, in which the prepared speech is evaluated with the respective evaluator according to the evaluation form of their speech. But today, as we have a special evaluation module, the speech would be evaluated in the module. The second segment is the role play in which the auxiliary role players tell their observations which they made in the entire meeting, and they are the ones who are most attentive in the meetings. Finally, in the third part, I'll present my own observations regarding the entire meeting. So let me call on the stage for the first auxiliary role player to present their report, which is language evaluator of the day. The role is played today by Toastmaster Jatin. So over to you, Jatin.
Thank you, General Manager Bhavya. Uh, Good evening to all. I present before you my report, which is like I'm doing this role for the first time. So I believe that I could add some value to your. And as rightly said by Bhavya, like we have to be most attentive in the class. Like we are the front benchers, I would have to say. So here is my report. There was some good usage of the vocabulary, which is exodus, sham, jeopardize, ecstasy, salute to the rising sun, epitome, and goof up. There was also some improper usage of the grammar and the language, which follows: if you started instead of if you have started. We have also some of us also use gonna, which is informal, instead of going to, which is formal, and family saves instead of family save us. And another hiccup that I found out, like life is not constant instead of life is not a constant. Another thing which I found out in the improper usage is why do we need a friend instead of why do we need the friend. And last improper usage I found out, that touch a nerve. So touch a nerve is basically said in the negative sense. So as the speaker was saying in the positive sense, it doesn't fit over there. And some of you great people and lovely audience basically use the word of the day, which includes Toastmaster Vinayak, Toastmaster Shweta, guest Shweta, Toastmaster Kartik Mishra, guest Shubham, and guest Sumana. And one last mention, like Toastmaster Devasish had said the word of the day so much, like I don't believe that it has been written in a dictionary that much. So kudos to him. And here I present you the report, and that will be it from my side. Back to you, General Evaluator Bhavya.
Thank you so much, Language Evaluator Toastmaster Jatin, for such a detailed report. Next, I would like to call upon the hour counter for the day, who has been noting down how many hours and ums we have used throughout. So let's call upon Toastmaster Avishi. Over to you, Avishi.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. With a great deal of reverence, I present my R counter report. Toastmaster Anand used and thrice and R twice as Sergeant at Arms. He did a phenomenal job by using just one pause in his prepared speech. Toastmaster Santosh used four times, and it can be avoided to connect two sentences. I really admire Toastmaster Jaya's strategy of using short pauses instead of filler words. Whenever she is thinking of what to speak next, she uses pauses. It's really and there were very less R's. Toastmaster Jatin used so once, R thrice, like twice. And this was as a table topic speaker. As a language evaluator, he used like twice. Toastmaster Devashish used and twice and R once towards the end of the table topic section. In the starting, he did not use any filler words. Guest Anshuman used R thrice and like once. Toastmaster Bhavya used so 3 times in table topic section. Toastmaster Gunjan used R once, okay once in middle of the sentence, and twice. This is still very impressive because she is a new member, and I remember my R count was always greater than 10 when I was new member of Delhi One Toastmasters. Toastmaster Vinayak used and twice and yeah once. Guest Shweta used like twice and R 4 times. Guest Shubham used R 1 time. So I was facing some network issues, and that's why I could not really get all the count of the filler words used in today's meeting. But with my observation, I can just say that I got to hear a lot of R's, like, so, and. These 4 words were used the most by our members and guests. So I just request people to make use of pauses in order to think rather than just making use of these filler words. Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Avishi. Now it's the time to know how good or bad we are doing in time in today's meeting. So let's hear from our timer of the day, Toastmaster Alok Kujur. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavya. Let me just share my screen for the report.
Toastmaster Alok, if you're sharing the screen, I would suggest you to turn off your video as it's showing your network bandwidth is low. Yeah.
Can you see the screen now?
No, I can't see.
Please give me the co-host access for sharing the screen. Techmaster, please.
You have the co-host access.
Can you see the screen now?
Yes, Alok. It's visible.
Hello. Yes. So Sergeant at Arms started the meeting right on time. Then our president Santosh also used the time limits very wisely. All the introductions were done on time. Our first speaker, test speaker Anand, exceeded the time limit. He spoke for 13 minutes and 41 seconds, whereas the time allotted was 5 to 7 minutes. Also, there were no disqualifications in the table topic section. All the table topic speakers were right on time. Table topic speaker 1, Jatin, used 1 minute 16 seconds. Guest Anshuman used 2 minutes 10 seconds. Toastmaster Bhavya used 2 minutes 17 seconds. Guest Sumana Rakshit used 4 minutes, 1 minute 50 seconds. Toastmaster Gunjan used 1 minute 38 seconds. Toastmaster Vinayak used 2 minutes 16 seconds. Guest Shweta used 2 minutes. Toastmaster Karthik spoke for 1 minute 59 seconds. And lastly, guest Shubham used 1 minute 45 seconds. Fortunately, the evaluation segment could not be completed. So the evaluation section was done for only 2 minutes 48 seconds. And the report, language evaluator on the report was also well on time. Also, Toastmaster Devashish exceeded the table topic section, which was allotted to him for 30 minutes by 2 minutes. He took 2 minutes extra. So that also, he also exceeded the time. So this pretty much sums my time report. Back to Toastmaster, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alok, for such a detailed information about the timings in our meeting today. So now I would be presenting my overall report for this meeting. So first of all, I would be starting with searching at arms. We started right on time, and I actually love the addition of animated video in before the meeting starts. It was really amazing with information about Toastmaster, and it was a treat to eyes. I love the opening of the meeting with enthusiastic mission statement and online meeting disclaimer. The Sergeant at Arms explained very well what is area, region, and district in Toastmasters, as it is very beneficial for new members or guests. One recommendation for the Sergeant at Arms would be that while sending reminder messages on WhatsApp about joining the meeting room, he can also send the meeting link with it as well, so that members can quickly join meetings through that link. Overall, it was a very good starting to the meeting. Coming to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Santosh, she very well started the meeting warmly, welcomed the guests and introduced them. I would love if there was a small story about the theme, which could inspire the audience as well. Although it has a very beautiful quotation about friendship and it was very well related to the theme, a little more addition could add even more value to the presidential address. Coming to the Toastmaster of the day, she's playing the role of Toastmaster of the day for the first time, and she didn't miss any aspect as a Toastmaster of the day. She has an amazing introduction to the theme, a very beautiful theme about friends, and help us make us feel thankful to the friends we have in our lives. The role players and speakers' point of view about the theme was also brought in. That was amazing. The feedback and polls were done at the right time. My recommendation to a future Toastmaster of the day would be to keep the feedback link handy with them, as it is shared in the meeting group. So if it is not shared by the tech master, they can quickly share it in the chat box. And I really recommend that she was very careful about the timings. If anyone is exceeding, she knew that she would be reminding them. So that was very good of her. And One more recommendation would be to relating the theme to the structure of the meeting and also the different segments in the meeting, which would add more value to the meeting but if the theme is overall spread in each segment in the meeting. Overall, I enjoyed the Toastmaster of the Day's performance in this meeting and it was very good. Coming to the table topic master, he also did his role for the first time and it didn't seem at all. He was a very motivating tone and he had amazing, beautiful slides with a Bollywood touch with our all-time favorite movies in it. He was very confident and motivating while calling members and guests. One recommendation would be to keep an eye on the chat box as well from starting because there were members who had nominated in the chat box but they were not called because it was not checked. So any future table topic master should take care of the chat box as well as raising hands. I like that he called the members who didn't had a role in table topics, so that was commendable. One more recommendation would be to reduce the buffer time between two table topics so that we can cover more number of table topics in that same time. Overall, the topics were very relatable, fun, and connected to the theme. So kudos. And I also like that he reminded about the word of the day and timings before the starting of table topics. So that was very good. Coming to the auxiliary role players, timer Alok was very careful and vigilant before the starting of the meeting and made sure the table topic master had enough topics. He beautifully related the theme to his introduction and told about his second device, which he's using. One recommendation would be to check the screen sharing in advance, and if he needs a co-host access, it should be done beforehand so that we don't waste time. And take care if the table topic master is running out of time or anyway the meeting is exceeding it from a schedule, we have to cut the time from the table topics. So it's the duty of the timer to remind the table topic master if we are exceeding out of time. Overall, he was very careful and all his cards were showing during the entire meeting. So very commendable. And I know it is a very hard-working role being a timer. So you did it very nicely. Well done, Toastmaster Alok. Coming to the hour counter, the introduction was very well related to the theme and she divided her report into the two segments, like if the speaker is speaking table topic and also the role. So it was divided properly. So well done on that. And she also included some tips on how we can reduce the usage of R's and Ums in our speeches. So that was also very nice. Coming to the language evaluator, he also did his role for the first time and it was done very perfectly. The word of the day was very easy and could be used many times in the meeting. He also shared it in advance in the meeting group and also in the chat box so that the usage is increased. And I also commend the language evaluator that he didn't call upon the person who was using a wrong language, but he definitely called the one who was using a good usage of grammar so that it is motivating for them. So role was done very nicely. One recommendation to anyone who is screen sharing to make sure that they don't share their screen at the time when someone else is speaking because it is their stage time and it should not be disrupted by somebody else's screen share. So we need to take care of that. Overall, it was an amazing meeting and enjoyed it thoroughly. And it was a pleasure being the general evaluator for today's meeting. With this, I would like to hand over the stage back to the Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Jaya. Over to you.
Bhavya?
Yeah.
May I take the poll for best opinion?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Thank you. So the poll is launched. You can vote for timer Toastmaster Alok. language evaluator Toastmaster Jatin, and our counter Toastmaster Ravishi. Okay, 6 people are left to vote. Quickly vote so that we can proceed. Okay, so I think we can end the poll now. Thank you, Toastmaster Santosh. So now, over to you, Toastmaster Jaya. Toastmaster Jaya, you're on mute.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavya. Life is happy even if you have one crazy friendship in it. Someone with whom you don't have to behave. Someone who understands you and can peep inside your soul. I'm fortunate to have few crazy friends in my life. In 2019 November, again we had our college reunion, 30 years of our reunion, and we all crazy friends, we went to Goa. And Goa, I visited with my family also few years ago. With my family, I didn't do any of the water sports. My friends were there, and they literally made me do all the water sports. I did parasailing, I did motorboat, which I never did in my life. So the friends made that reunion memorable. Friends forever. They are never apart. Maybe in distance, but never at heart. Friends are forever. They are gift indeed. Inspirational thoughts to thank my friends. Friends, when we went to Goa, we all reconnected in 2014 through social media. I told you, WhatsApp, and through the Facebook. So what I have to say on this is, one day all of us will get separated from each other. That we did. We will miss our conversation. That also we did. Days, months, and years will pass until we will rarely see each other. We had 2020. We were supposed to have another reunion, but we couldn't meet each other. One day our children will see our photos and ask, who are these people? And we will smile with invisible tears and say that it was best with them. I had the best years, best days of my life. We may have come across a lot of friends over a period of time. And you must have seen that these friends, they have some favorite pair of shoes or some favorite pair of dress. Some of the dresses or the shoes they give away, but which are worn out. Over a period of time, we will never give out our worn out friends and are integral part of our life. No matter how many times they wear these dresses, but or the shoes, they will never throw away. They will throw away, but not our friends. We will never separate them from our life. But when a trust is lost between two friends, that relationship is tossed. Someone who is not trustworthy is not a friend worthy. Sometimes a friend, what I find should not sneak around a friend's back. A good friend should be straightforward and honest with their friends. Best friends are always there for each other. When they are bored and have nothing to do, they will entertain each other like I do. Sometimes I am a chemistry teacher, and in carbon and its compound, we have carbon bonds. I have few friends with whom I have strong bonds as strong as diamonds. They are the diamonds in my life. If so, two odds can connect. Some kind of connection is there, and we can read each other's mind. That is the kind of friendship that is rare. And that kind of friendship should never be taken for granted. Best friends are forever, they never go out of style. So now I will hand over the session to, I will welcome our president, Toastmaster Santosh Devi. Toastmaster Santosh Devi, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Jaya, for conducting such a fantastic meeting today. So have a round of applause to her. So now the time to vote for the best role player, and I'm launching the poll for the same. So please vote everyone. Just give me a moment. Uh, Three are still left. Yeah, two. Thank you, everyone. So, thank you, everyone, for the voting. And I also thank to every role players and the audience for making this meeting successful. And everyone want to improve in their life, and that becomes easy if we get the feedback time to time. So we also want to improve the quality of our meeting, so we need the feedback. So I request the guest, please provide your feedback. Anyone want to give the feedback? Okay, may I request to ma'am Shweta ma'am?
Yeah, it was, I mean, I attended the meeting for the first time and it was wonderful. And I look forward attending, more and being a Toastmaster myself. Like, I want to join the Toastmaster now. And it was Jaya conducted it so well, the Toastmaster of the day, and all the positive, and Devashish, he did that the all the in the form of that slides and very interesting role play. So it was amazing, and everyone did their job perfectly, and I really enjoyed. And I think now I have found the right platform for improving myself. So I'm really looking forward to the sessions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. uh, may I request to Shubham Rastogi? Hi, Shubham, are you there? Okay. So may I request to Gunjan Agarwal? Hi, Gunjan.
Hi, Toastmaster Santosh.
So please provide your feedback. She has the first meeting as a member, so nice. We want to hear from you.
I'm so glad. First of all, I'm so glad that I finally have joined this meeting. I have joined the club because I feel that now I'm on the right path to, improve myself and improve my communication skills. Plus, this meeting was so positive, and the job done by Toastmaster Jaya Ganguly, it was fantastic. You did a fantastic job. I totally love the theme, and I enjoyed the meeting. And in fact, the last two meetings that I attended as a guest, I realized one thing, that this platform has a lot to offer. So, I'm really looking forward to more of such learning experiences. So yes, all the guests who are here in this meeting, you should definitely be a part of this team. It has a lot of great experiences for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gunjan Agarwal. May I request to guest Anshuman?
Hi, it was a wonderfully organized meeting, right on time. Every role was performed quite well. Just one suggestion, that during table topics, if the presentation can be put aside while the speaker is speaking, that'll help, because I could not see anyone speaking because only the presentation was showing. Maybe it was just me, but yeah, like just seeing the table topic speaker speak would have been helpful. However, all the roles from PMOD to KTM to the speaker, love the meeting entirely. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your suggestion, and we will look into it. And thank you everyone for providing your suggestions and the feedback. So now the time to share the certificates. So I'm sharing the screen.
We can take group fee now, or we can take the group fee later.
Yes, after that we can, after sharing the certificates we can do.
Okay. Thank you.
So best table topic speaker award goes to Toastmaster Gunjan Agarwal. Congratulations, Gunjan.
Thank you.
And best table topic speaker award also goes to guest Anshuman. Congratulations, Anshuman. And best role player award goes to Toastmaster Jaya Ganguly. Congratulations, Jaya. And best auxiliary role player goes to Toastmaster Alok Kuzul. Congratulations,
Thank you so
Alok.
much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And now we can take the group fee.
Everyone, please turn your videos on for the group fee. And you have to make one like this for Delhi One Toastmasters, the #1 Toastmaster club in Delhi. Everyone is done, right? That. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Devashish. So there are few announcements for the next meetings. As I hope you all have received the mail from our from DOTM, that is about the elections. So the elections would be on 4th of Jan. So to make comprehend the new members and the other members who are not in the EC positions, so we have decided to conduct a module on which the roles and responsibility of the every EC positions will be discussed. So that module would be on the 27th of the May, that on the Thursday. The reason for that, the person who will be delivering this module is not available on the 28th of May, that is the Friday. So this module would be on the, our next meeting would be on the 27th of the May, that is Thursday. And another thing is that please nominate your names to our for any EC positions you want to take, and you can nominate your names to Toastmaster Sajal, Toastmaster Anand, and Toastmaster Rolisina, and try to do this by Sunday evening. I hope that's all from my side. Bhavya and Anand, if you want to add something, please do. Hi, Bhavya. Are you there?
Yeah, I don't want to add anything. I think you have covered everything. I would just say that go for easy positions as it provides a very good exposure towards the leadership aspect of Toastmasters, because Toastmasters is all about communication and leadership. So don't miss on the leadership aspect. You will get to learn a lot. Like I am saying from my personal experience, taking leadership roles has helped me improve a lot in my personal as well as professional life. So do attend the module we are having on Thursday. It will help you explain with all the EC roles, and also you can read the club leadership handbook, which is being sent to you all on email. It explains all the EC positions with their responsibilities, so you can look in that. So I think that's all. We hope to see you in the next meeting. So good night. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Good night.